see. You can't even see my guy. I'm like, hey, everybody, put your cards where you can see them. And then I'm like, yeah. The first thing we're going to do is roll off to see who goes first, and then I'll explain the game. I have not played this game before, so viewers, please be aware. You know what? There's always rules problems, even when I have played before, so this one's going to be indifferent. Let's see who goes first. It's supposed to be the hairiest person, but I think that's disgusting, so we're going to roll.
Not me.
Wow. Am I going to go first twice in a row?
Maybe.
What? All right. So I guess this is the marker for first player. So I'm probably silly to read some of the stuff that's in here, but I think the way they kind of respected the whole war aspect and what people went through, I thought was really impressive, and so I am going to read it, especially since you guys haven't played before. So the game's called The Grizzled. It's August 2nd, 1914, in the village square. The group of inseparable friends, that's us, contemplate stunned the general mobilization order plastered to the town hall. For many weeks now, the papers have become worrisome, but the brutality of the announcement surprises everyone. Without having any idea of the hell in which they will be plunged, they promise each other they'll survive to come back all together no matter what happens. Unfortunately, the reality they'll have to face will be much worse than their deepest fears. Which, it's all told in cards, but it's kind of supposed to be like a somewhat kind of stressful, intense story, which cooperative games can be that way anyway, as we just discovered playing Robinson Crusoe. That was stressful. So, it's not a very long game, but it is a very difficult game. I also want to read their intention note, because I really like what they did. What they say in here is, at the same level as literature and cinema, games are a cultural medium which is undeniably participative. I can't read. There are no subjects it can't broach, though some are more delicate than others. The life of the Grizzled is one of those. Guided by the deepest respect at the suffering endured by these men has inspired us, we've designed and tweaked the game with this constant concern. In this earnest endeavor, we've chosen to focus on the individual, with his preoccupations and his daily fears. The only escape for the men we're portrayed is to use their solidarity and their brotherhood and mutual assistance to save one another. Without ever touching on the warlike aspect, The Grizzled offers each player the chance to feel some of the difficulty suffered by the soldiers in the trenches. Thus, the emotions around the table will be intense. The path to victory, path to victory may seem difficult, but don't be discouraged. Persist and survive the Great War. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that's really cool, there's an homage in here that says some of the characters in this game were real people. Some are the ancestors of the people who worked on this game.
Excuse me, but you have an incoming transmission. You have an incoming call. Shall I...
Sorry, unknown caller, you're going away. 910. Really? It's probably my boss. I hope it's not my boss. No, she wouldn't call me on a private number. But sorry for that. Right during the homage too, man. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so some are the ancestors of the people who worked on this game. The Grizzled is an homage to all those men who lived through this tragic period. So I think it's a kind of interesting way. Yeah. They just have like a whole lot of respect for what, sometimes you play a game there's no respect for the subject matter. These guys have a wealth of respect for the subject matter, so I really like that. All of our characters, you guys already did it. So this is the good luck symbol on your character. Mm-hmm. This enables you to do things. And so you always start with that side. And if you use your good luck symbol, which I'll explain how in just a moment, but if you do use it, you just flip your card over. It's the same card. And then later you could take like a support action to gain it back. So there is some limitation to how many times you get to use your good luck in this. Mm-hmm. But you could be lucky, and good things could happen. What we are attempting to do is empty the peace area of trials before we lose morale. So at the end, on that side is the morale. Mm-hmm. We're going to be drawing these. If we can empty this and show the dove, and empty all of our hands before we run out of trial cards in the morale, we will win the game. If we unfortunately lose all of our morale, we lose the game. And there's a memorial with all of our names on it underneath there, which is dark, but that's kind of how it is. Yeah. And then we have the speech tokens. I'll explain that in a second. So we have our morale area. We have our kind of peace area. This area is going to be where we play the cards, which is also known as No Man's Land. Let me just move this down a little bit. I'll put that there. So No Man's Land is going to be played out here. You will also be playing cards next to your soldier as well. It's okay for me to put it there. And so what you're trying to do, if the monument card ever becomes visible, you're done. The game's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the only way to lose. And it's actually quite easy for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So at the start of each turn, there's 4 phases in each turn, or for each mission. First thing that happens is the current mission leader determines the intensity of the mission. It's how many cards are dealt out to each player.
Okay.
Normally, the intensity must be at least 1, but it can be as many as you want. So you kind of look at the risks involved and see whether it's worth to have a lot of cards, because having a lot of cards can actually hurt you.
Okay.
It's important because you want to get them out of the deck.
Right.
But anyway, the first turn, however, we will be starting with 3 for each person.
Okay.
That's required. I can go more than that, but it has to be at least 3 to start with. Once you have your cards, you're going to attempt to get rid of the trial cards from your hand. Now, the threats are the cards that are not... Remember those cards I showed you that had the lightning bolts on them?
Yeah.
And everything else is a threat. So you'll see gas mask, whistles, shells, day, night, midday type cards.
Okay.
Those get played out in no man's land. The hard knocks cards, those are those kind of off-white cards that I showed you. Those get played in front of you. Those limit what you can do. Excuse me. And so now when you're doing a mission, if the mission is going to continue, in order to be able to continue to play cards, you must make sure that you do not have the same type of threat at the same time in no man's land. So you can't have 2 night cards, for example, or 2 whistles. Does that make sense? And then you have kind of the actions that you can do. And I'm just going to kind of read through this because I haven't played it before. I've only read through it once. So sorry, folks watching. But it's not a very big instruction manual. So starting with the mission leader, that will be me this turn. Going clockwise for as long as the mission continues. If you haven't withdrawn yet, you can choose a single action from the following actions. You can play a trials card from your hand into no man's land. If the card is a threat, it's added to no man's land. If it's hard knock, it goes in front of you. Or you can use a good luck charm. If you use a good luck charm, you discard one of the cards from no man's land bearing the same type of threat as your charm. So for me, I can get rid of whistles. She can get rid of nighttime cards. You can get rid of, I think that's a shell.
No shells.
Mine's like garbage or something.
What?
It's rubble.
Oh, that's midday.
Midday. Okay.
Yeah. So you'll see cards that have that color is what you're going to look for, that color. And so you can discard it, which enables more people to play more of those cards. When you do that, you flip your character card over, and he cannot do that again until you take a support action. Or you can make a speech. That's what those 4 speech bubbles are. We don't have them yet, but you can. If you have a speech token, it allows you to encourage your comrades and protect them from the 6 threats. The active player chooses a threat and announces it to the other players. It can be any threat, whether it's, out. Well, it has to be out. If a player has more than one of those threats, he can choose... Then you discard a single card from your hand which contains the threat. Discarded cards get removed from the game.
Okay.
So if, for example, he's like looking out and he sees nighttime, he can say nighttime. And if you have more of those, you can throw those away. One of them, sorry. If you have more than one, you can choose one of those threats and throw it away, but you can't throw away more than one. Now, you might have cards that have 2 threats on them. It might show night and a missile. If he says night, you are allowed to throw that one away.
Okay.
But if you had that and a night card, you're not allowed to throw away all of the same card. You just pick one of them and throw it away. Does that make sense?
That's if you use the speech thing. Right?
That's if you use a speech bubble. Yep, you have to have one. And then if you discard it and use it, you pick the threat of what's active. Tell everybody, and if you happen to have some of those in your hand, you can get rid of one. And again, there are some, if you notice, like this one shows, I'll show you a picture of one because I don't want to take it out of the decks, but this has mid-afternoon and night, so it's essentially early evening. You would, if he said night, you would be able to throw that away because it has part of that threat in there. Players who have already withdrawn from the round, which we'll talk about in a bit, but if you've withdrawn, you are not allowed to take that action because you're not actually in the fight at that time. Excuse me. And then the speech token is removed from the game, so we only get 4 for the entire game.
Okay.
Now, you can also choose to withdraw, and that allows you to play one of your support tiles. That's what these are. Put them right there. You should have 3. By withdrawing, the player chooses to no longer take part in the mission, which means you're no longer at all for the rest of the mission doing anything. You'll no longer be able to take any of the other actions. You must choose to which player you will give support, and that's what you use these signals for. You've got one that goes left, one that goes right. You may possibly have one that goes to left. So if I had one that went to left, I would be helping you. We can't really show people what we have until we use it. But you choose which player you give support. To do this, you secretly choose one of your support tiles, place it face down on your Grizzled card. That's what this guy is. So my Lazare Bonicelli, I would put that there. So while preparing, folks don't necessarily know who I'm going to support yet. Excuse me. All of the played support tiles will be revealed at the end of the mission. When all players have withdrawn. So when there's nothing else for you to do, then you get to show who you supported. Make sense? While players withdrawn, all hard knocks they possess have no effect for the current mission. So hard knocks always limit you in your missions. If you're withdrawn, you're supporting someone, it doesn't affect you at all. The withdrawn player keeps his cards they still have in hand for the next round. A player who no longer has any support tiles can still withdraw. You simply won't play a support tile. If the player still has cards in hand, they can place them face down on their Grizzled card to show that you've resolved. So if you're out of these, because once you use one, it goes away.
Right.
So you can only support up to 3 times. If you no longer have any more, just put your cards on top of your dude so people know that you aren't participating anymore.
Okay.
Now, there are some trap cards. When a player plays a threats card from their hand, which has a trap symbol, and it's kind of on the bottom. It's like a little square with a red mark around it. You must draw another card from the trials pile and immediately play it. If a new trap is revealed, it will be ignored. If it's a hard knock, you have to play it next to your Grizzled card immediately. So it goes into effect immediately, if it can be. And then the one thing I should mention is that the trials pile is right here. This is our trials pile. That's our reserve.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the goal is basically to wipe out that pile as well as not have anything left in our hand.
Correct.
So basically to get it all played or discarded.
Yes, but you're limited to how much you can play.
Right.
And the hard knocks will limit you even further.
Okay.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
At the end of the mission will end in one of 2 ways. Either all the players are withdrawn, in which case the mission is then successful. The cards in No Man's Land are discarded, means they get removed from the game forever. Or 3 identical threats are present in No Man's Land, including the phobias and traumas of the non-withdrawn players, in which case the mission is a failure. So remember how we mentioned you don't want to place the same types? That's why. It will cause your mission to fail. Once you hit 3, you're done. So it doesn't mean you can't do it, you just don't want to.
Don't want to.
And phobias and traumas, they'll tell you what those represent when you get the hard knocks card.
Okay.
If it's a failure, the No Man's Land cards are shuffled into the trials pile and have to be faced again. So they literally get put back in the deck. In both these cases, the unplayed cards are kept in your hand, and the hard knocks remain assigned to your Grizzled. And then play then proceeds to the support end of the thing. So it either succeeds or fails.
Okay.
When you get to support after the mission is over, the players reveal the support tiles that they placed on their Grizzled cards when they withdrew, and they give it to the chosen player. So it goes to that person. If one player has received more support than any others, that player benefits from the help of the group and can then get rid of 2 hard knocks cards affecting the character, or they can recover their good luck charm.
Okay.
So I guess that makes sense. So you might run out of these temporarily, but you can get them back.
Yep.
In the case of a tie, the effects cancel each other out, and no one gets support. Players keep the support tiles they have received, so it's possible for somebody to have almost everyone's support tiles depending on how things are going for them. If the mission was a failure, only the tiles from players who have already withdrawn are taken into account. So if you are forced to withdraw any tiles, you don't get to place any tiles. In this case, if a player received more support than any others, they only get to get rid of a single hard knock card instead of 2.
Okay.
After the resolution of support, a player with 4 or more hard knocks causes the group to fail immediately ends the game. So be cautious of that. The armistice is assigned when the trials pile is exhausted, the peace card is visible, and the players no longer have any cards in hand. They've made it through the great war together and win the game. There's also a possibility of morale drop. As the war's still not over, if the group's morale drops, the total number of cards remaining in the player's hands. Transfer that number of cards from the morale reserve to the trials pile with a minimum of 3 cards. Ouch. So what that means is if we do go through an area where we don't get to get rid of all of our cards in one turn, let's say I had 3, you had 1, you had 1,
Yeah.
we'd be drawing those cards from the morale and dumping it into the trials.
Gross.
So you do want to try to get rid of your hand, but it's not that easy to do. If the players have made it to the morale drop and you either haven't lost the game or won the game, this will move to the person left and we start again. And that's literally it until we either win or lose. It's a pretty simple game, but also very hard. So I'm going to let you guys decide. Do we want to start with a lot of cards, a little cards?
This game seems like it would be incredibly easy with 2 players.
There's actually a 2-player variant that makes it harder.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, with the rules that you've read, this game would be incredibly easy
Yeah, that's true.
with 2 players.
No, they have. That's for Ian.
Yeah,
I
they
assume
must.
that you must. I'm assuming that probably the way to augment it is that we would have more than one person.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So does everybody have 3?
Yeah, I think starting with the baseline minimum is probably.
I'm thinking that's a good idea.
So we get used to it.
Yep. And then starting with me, we play stuff out.
Wow.
Huh. Alright, I'm going to play a whistle.
Well, I'm hard-headed.
What does that mean? You have to
I
read it,
cannot
somebody-
withdraw as long as I have more than 1 card in my hand.
Woof.
So you're stubborn.
Yep.
Alright. Lots of bad.
And if
Let's
you
go
want,
with
I'll
Storm.
leave it open to the actions. So that way if you need to...
Stormy gas trap?
Stormy gas trap.
Oh, it is a trap.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Just draw another one.
yeah.
And put it in play immediately if you can. Oh, it goes to you.
Yeah. So I am fearful. On my turn, I must withdraw if if 2 identical threats are active.
Yikes.
Do I
So
have
don't play the
to
card I
play
have.
that kind
What are the cards that I have?
first?
I have
You can play whatever
3.
you want.
I have a card
It's
that's
totally
3.
your choice.
Both are in play. Out of the 3.
Gross.
All 3 are in play out of the card I have.
Oh god.
Oh.
I'm going to play selfish. Your support tile is always redirected to yourself.
Okay.
Because I'm a terrible person.
I'm wounded.
Okay, I have to read it because they players
Counts as 1 hard hand hard knocks. I have 1 hard knocks.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute though. You should have technically have 2 because wait.
Counts as 2. Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
So now I have 3.
Oh, that's bad.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna withdraw.
Okay. You have to put a support tile on your guy.
Je suis un coward.
How do you get rid of the hard knocks thing?
That's one where you have to get
Support.
support. People have to support you. So mine's gonna be sitting here for a while because we want to support Aaron more than anything right now because he's got 3. If he gets 4, we die.
I am mute.
Oh, so you can't.
I can't talk,
So, but does it say?
and I can't use speech,
All right,
Okay,
so you can't
yeah.
use speeches. All right.
and I can't communicate with other players, so
So
I'm
that's the end of that.
literally mute.
I'm going to use my good luck to remove the whistle from the game.
Oh. It wouldn't have mattered.
Well, yeah. See, if I'd known you were going to retreat anyway, I would have just done that instead of using the wounded right off.
It's all right.
Well, this would have forced him to retreat.
Well, I would have had to retreat.
Yeah.
No matter,
Yeah.
I would have had to retreat no matter what.
Well, at the start of your next turn, you would have to have retreated.
No, I mean,
Oh.
I would have had to retreat no matter what. With what's in my hand.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, I mean, you can't talk anymore. But
I sense she's withdrawing.
She's very withdrawn, that's why she doesn't talk. Come here, I have tea.
Alright. I'll play whistle. There's only 2 that way.
Yep.
2 of everything. That's the end of the mission then, I think, right?
Yeah,
well,
they're,
you,
they're withdrawn. I'm with.
Yep, there's no reason not to. You still get to play a support if you want to, though. Won't matter too much, hopefully.
Actually, it does. Unless she has a double card.
Need to double check, because I don't think I can actually give you a support.
No, because you
Yeah.
have selfish.
Well, no. Oh, that's true.
I'd rather not. Unless I have to, I'd rather not.
Oh, I still have the opportunity to withdraw, so I can support somebody if I want to.
Which means
It's
yourself.
going to be me, but
You could also use your
I already used my good luck.
Well, these go away anyway.
right. But do we get the luck action again back when we do a new mission, or only after we get?
Only if you
Only
get
if
supported.
you get supported.
So there's no point to use these because these are going away anyway.
All right.
Yeah, and you guys all still have plenty of luck. I used it for the one thing, so I get rid of that other whistle, but I have to withdraw, so I have to put a support. I guess it doesn't
You
matter.
have to withdraw?
Yeah.
Because I thought the mission's complete.
You just once everybody withdraws, it's completed.
Oh.
Yeah.
It won't matter anyway, but just don't put it on me because it will come to me and then you won't get it.
And again, unless Sue has a double arrow, it doesn't matter. Because I'm not getting it because you're selfish.
I don't have any cards left
So
though, so I have
here's
to.
the thing.
I guess it doesn't matter though. I guess I
So-
don't have to use these. I don't think.
Worst case scenario, you basically get to decide. You basically have to gamble on whether or not
You or her are getting the
one of us
removal,
is
yes.
getting it. If she doesn't, there is
Yeah.
the possibility
Yeah.
still that you could get it. There's also the possibility that Sarah could get it.
I have to play it because
Yeah.
I have to have no more support tiles until I have to play it.
And I have to do it too because
Yeah.
I'm still in the mission.
Rough.
It's tough.
It's supposed to be. It's the Great War.
Yeah.
All right. So as
Reveal
far as I can
support.
tell, the mission was a success.
Yep.
Yep.
So we reveal support. Those get removed.
Okay. So
Mine just comes to me.
I support you. She supports me. I got supported. All right.
So your fearful's gone.
So my fearful is gone.
However, there are 3 cards left in hand if I...
Yes. So
Unless Sue only has...
She
you
has
have
one.
2? One. So,
So
we have
3
to
get put
put
there.
3 back in.
Mission
I
leader
think it's
goes
minimum
to
of 3 anyway.
And these,
so.
these are back in.
Yeah, it's
these are
minimum
in,
of
these
3,
are in
you're
my
right.
pile again now. To
You
use?
now have them. Yeah. And then you're the mission leader, so you get to decide how many we pull. Has to be at least one.
I know it has to be at least one. It's just if anyone else connected
It
to
doesn't say how
fearfuls.
you get the speech bubbles.
I'm assuming that there's some...
Yeah, there must be
Just
something
I
that gives
thought
it to
you
you.
said there was just an action.
It says if a player has a speech token.
I'm assuming
Oh.
something
Yeah, there must be
grants...
something that gives it.
I'm assuming one of these probably grant a speech bubble.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume they're not all bad.
Well, they are called hard knock.
Well, yes, but a hard knock might give you speed.
Yeah.
A speech.
Right.
Yeah. Or straight up trial
Yeah.
could too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say. Are we allowed to communicate right now?
Mhm.
Do you think you could do the 2 in your hand if I give you 2, or do you just or one?
Possibly.
limit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
I'm
Yes.
free up, so I can handle 2.
Yeah, I'll do 2 then.
Alright.
2 to each person. It's 1 at a time, right?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
Just to really make it mix up. Thank you.
Really? Okay.
Oh, I got a good one for Aaron. I can help you so much this turn.
So I start it.
Yep. I probably should have said that. That's cheating, but
Well, technically you're not mute.
That's true, and you don't know what I have. This will help you a lot.
She can't say anything.
Well, you're not supposed to share your card. I didn't technically
Well, you didn't share the card. You just said you could help me a lot.
Yes.
That is not telling me what you can do, technically. I'm not going to risk the trap. So, gas mask.
Okay. I'm just gonna face it this way because people watching.
Gas mask / mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon gas mask. Yeah, because that's two different things that could potentially be counted more than once. Oh, you won't play. You can go up. I mean, you're not going to make anything go up to 3.
Yeah.
So mid-afternoon whistle?
No, I could. That's the problem. Like, literally.
So no more mid-afternoons yet, guys.
No, that's not the
I
problem.
can purge one on my turn. So.
Yeah, that's true.
The mid-afternoons are not the problem. Well, actually, they are. Everything's fine.
Yeah, well, you're right. Everything's a problem. That's why I didn't play the one that could potentially make it worse.
Well, yeah, well, and yeah.
Panicked. I'll read it.
War
Because you
She's not allowed.
War is hell.
Yeah.
During withdrawal, draw. Oh, your support's random. She doesn't get to pick. So
Okay.
that's gonna be interesting.
Because you're so panicked and mute.
Hey, Aaron. Merry Christmas. You're no longer wounded.
Oh.
Star Mark's awesome.
I'm choosing
Okay.
wound, since that counts as 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both get this card. It kind of sucks. So, like Merry Christmas. I get rid of
Right.
selfish so I don't have to be such a bitch. I'm not so selfish though. I gave away Merry Christmas.
You're true. I'm going to do this. Does it matter which one of them?
Yes.
Yes. Actually, either for him. Okay.
Okay.
Because he can probably get rid of this one afterwards with his luck.
It's not
if he needs to.
necessarily that, but it allows me the freedom to play this without risk.
Okay.
So,
Oh, gas mask with trap.
because
Okay.
I literally would have potentially
Yeah.
just triple it
Yes.
and killed this
Yep.
right then and there.
Good point.
So,
That 10 bullet.
Which is all
Yeah.
kinds of fun.
She just learned sign language, and so do we, apparently. This game's cool.
this
Mm.
game is cool.
It's rough, though, already.
I
It's
know.
a tough game.
Yeah,
I like...
well,
I'm just going to put this on camera. Look
You
how
know,
You
small
could
the
use
box
your
is.
support action.
I have to
just a
say,
little box.
this is a really good simulation, impressively, with such a simple mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that I just looked at my hand before and was like,
And panicked.
we're gonna die. Like, there was like, that was
Yeah.
literally, I'm just like, we're gonna die. Like,
We're not
this-
going to make
like,
it.
Yeah.
This is going to be us dying.
And that's gonna be, yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
horrific.
Thank you, serviceman.
Seriously. This is the worst. This is where shell shock first came from, isn't it?
Yep.
I mean, granted, now they call it PTSD, but... Withdrawing?
Should have just given everyone one.
This is risky, but I'm gonna play it.
Okay.
Wait, maybe I'm not. I'm going to, because he has a luck. Wait, can yours get rid of bullets? You can.
Yes, this can get rid of bullets.
So we've got 2 days, 2 bullets, 2 whistles, and a gas mask.
Stop me from being able to do what I was going to do.
Oh, sorry.
Well, mine also could technically kill us. So,
Oh! Death would suck. Oh, yeah, traps suck. If you get rid of the bullet first.
I'm pretty sure I can safely do that. Should I get rid
You
of the
could.
bullet first? I
It's
can
up to you. You don't have to
And
use your luck.
technically, I could get rid of the duel, right?
yes, you could get rid
Yes.
of the duel.
So I will use the luck to get rid of the duel.
I mean, you don't have to, because getting it back is
Which
hard.
means you have to withdraw.
Yep. And... Oh, it doesn't freaking matter. I'm still selfish.
Right. God, I don't have to choose at random.
Nope, you get to actually pick.
It doesn't matter!
Okay, so...
Gas mask in mid-afternoon.
And nobody else can do anything, so... I have a phobia.
What does it say? Oh,
Of
phobia
gas masks.
Afraid of gas.
Just to be clear, I had gas mask trap, gas mask, phobia of gas masks, and and another night card. Like that's
why
why
you're
I
terrified of
literally
them.
was screwed.
You thought you were gonna die and became phobic of the
And
gas mask.
because of your being
Are
able
you
to
my
do
mummy?
Yes. Because you were able to do this, we're only getting the minimum of 3 after clearing
Yep.
Yeah.
8
Nice.
cards. Well, technically 8 cards.
Yeah.
So we reveal the.
Oh, there, you have to do your...
Oh, I do have to do a
Mine goes
score.
to me, so it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Okay.
You're no longer selfish.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
That goes to you. That goes to you.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're no longer
So
selfish.
you keep that.
Yeah, you keep that.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that instead of the luck. Of course, none of us have luck right now. Oh, she does. She still does.
Yeah.
These all go away.